So I think we can maybe start. So hi ladies, it's me Danielle. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm the Artistic Educator and IBD. And today we're going to do some 2D and 3D flowers. It's your fine nail art, which would be the 2D, and your 3D as well. As you can see with your shopping list, we've got some interesting products we're going to work with. This is a follow along, so if you aren't able to do it now, that's fine. You'll have the video recording of it later on. But otherwise, if you can follow along now, that would be great. Just to get your feedback. Are you coming right? Are you struggling with something? Just to see how it is for you as well. Okay. So Candy is going to be the mastermind behind the camera. So if you have anything you'd like to say, we're going to mute everyone. But if you want to say something, just unmute yourself, and you can ask anything at any time. We want it to be interactive. And if you want to leave your camera on, you can leave it on. If you want to put it off, you can put it off. It doesn't matter. We just want you guys to have fun, and I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I do. Okay. So. And then just tap there.
It will change it.
Okay. You tap and then.
No,
I don't want to do it.
because this is on the Zoom, not on the video.
Okay, can everyone see? And if you guys want to comment, please, we have our group. If you don't understand anything, or if you just want me to repeat something, we do have our different nail pops. So we are going to practice a bit before we will be obviously doing it on an application. So just for you to get the feel of it. So the most important thing when it comes to your 2D and your 3D nail arts, even your 4D, it's all about the brush. So on your shopping list, I did say a 3D nail art brush and also a very small striper brush. All right, so just to show you, this is the 3D acrylic nail art brushes. Okay, so these ones you can obviously make smaller ones with, and that one a little bit bigger. Then the striper brush, as you can see, is really, really small. I think this is like a 6mm brush. So this is just going to help you to really get those fine lines that you want in your application. Okay. So were everybody able to maybe get these brushes? Was it easy to get them and all of that? On the group? Anybody?
Yeah, guys, you can just send any replies on the group so we can stay muted, and then the video will stay on Dan, okay?
Yeah, so I just want to know if you did struggle getting a brush, or if you didn't have the right brush, you can always just tell us. You can even send a photo if you want to. Maybe with some of the brushes that is a little bit bigger, you might just have to work with a little bit less product and work a little bit smaller. Okay, so with our nail pops, what you can do is we are actually going to paint a nail pop. Okay, so you can obviously take your base coat, and I'm just going to paint one nail pop so long, or you can even paint all three if you'd like to. This is just so you can either choose the same background if you want to for your nail pop for color, or you can use different ones. With the 2D, we're using a striper gel. So you get two different types of gels. You get your spider gel, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, And then you get your striping gel. So your spider gel is that very gooey type of product. If you take it out of the little tube or the little tub, it actually makes like a spidery web effect over the nail. So with the striper, it doesn't have that sticky consistency, so you can actually just draw with it very nicely. So that's awesome. So you can choose 3 different colors if you'd like to. You can do summer colors, you can do winter colors, you can do glitters if you want to do glitters. And with the first nail pop, we will obviously be just practicing it, so it won't necessarily be a feature. It will be more just of a getting the technique right, and so forth and so on. Okay, so this is Flowerful, and it's one of my favorite IBD colors. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to paint it on my nail pop. The striping gel color I'm going to use is white. And then I'm actually going to show you how to make it even more fun. But let's just work on the technique first. Okay, so if you can see the color, I'm going to do another layer, but I just love that. Okay, so as you're getting ready, we're going to use our small striper brush, and we will be using our striping gel, which I said will be my white one. So before you start, you'll have the little lid of the product, and you can just take your brush and just dip it slightly into it, just getting the brush all neat and tidy, all the bristles together. Okay, otherwise you'll have maybe flyaway bristles. Okay, I'm gonna do another coat. Okay, cure for 30 seconds. And then you will actually be applying a top coat. So this product will actually, you actually do your application over the top coat. You can apply it over like a correction gel or a building gel and then do the top coat over that. It depends on what effect you want to get at the end of the day. So for now, I'm going to apply the top coat, because if you are not getting the little shapes right, you can always just wipe it off and start again, which is fun. So I'm going to apply top coat now. And then for those of you who have actually done classes with me before, you will probably recognize this flower. It is one of my favorites to do, actually, just because for especially clients who do not necessarily like nail art, this is a stunning one to do because it's so soft and subtle and understated that your clients will love it. And once you are able to actually do it, you're going to constantly do it. I actually said to Kaylee, now that I'm doing all these 3D flowers, I actually love the 3D, so I keep on constantly doing 3D. So as soon as you get that consistency and your technique right, you're going to have so much fun. All right, so now that my nail pop is ready, I'm just going to wipe it. I'm going to keep my little cotton pad here, or lint-free wipe here. So if I do make a mistake, I always have it to just wipe it off. Okay, so we have taken our brush. We have now just dipped it in a bit of product just to get all our bristles nice and together. Now we are actually going to dip it in a product, and you are actually going to take a little ball of product on the tip of it. Okay. So once you have done that, I'm actually just going to place it in the middle, just so that we are practicing our how to do it. So we are going to place it in the middle, and then we are going to drag it like that. Okay. Can everyone see? Just quickly comment if you can, just so that I can see if the light isn't too bright, if you can see what I'm doing. Why not? So can everyone see? Okay, great.
Yay!
So now you've done that, you're going to do exactly the same. You're going to take your little ball and you're going to put it like just, so as you can see, this one makes a little comma. So in that little gap that you find there, we're going to put the next ball and go the other way around, okay? So just like that. Okay, so now you've made two together. Okay, so this is the center of the flower. So basically what you're going to do now is you're going to thicken it up because we want it on both sides the same. So we're going to thicken it up. Around it to get that little bottom part. Okay. Okay, if you have done this, you feel really well and you are scared that you might do something to take away from that, you can cure it now if you want to. If you want to keep on going along first and cure it only after, then that's fine too. But if you're like, I'm happy with this, I'm scared, I'm going to smudge it, then please cure it now so that you can follow along like that. So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that would be the centerpiece. So after you've done your center, we're now going to start fanning it out by creating little petals for your flower. So basically, as you can see, because they kind of ended up going like this into one another, there's a little gap on the side. So we kind of going to keep on filling up the gaps. So on this side, there's a gap, and on that side, there's a gap. So you're literally going to just take your striper brush and draw as close as possible, not too close, like a little line around it, you see. And then once again, you're going to thicken it up by creating a petal on the back, like that. Okay. And then we're going to like fill it in to create a solid application. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the bottom. Do not touch the ends with one another. Okay, so you still want, because we want to create those little gaps so that we can add more petals to like fill in the gaps. And then once again, we are going to thicken it on the sides. There's no specific way of doing it. It's like it's freehand nail art, so it is supposed to look very like special to you. Okay, once again, if you're scared you're going to smudge it and you're happy with it, you can cure it. Otherwise we can just carry on Okay, once you've done that.
I'm also sending pictures of your step-by-step.
Okay, Kaylee says she's sending pictures of the step-by-step so you can see. So after we've done that, we're going to do our last two on that gap side and on this gap side. Okay. So exactly the same thing. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to do the other side. Okay, is everybody following along? Is there any questions? Are there things you are struggling with? Don't be shy to ask. Okay, so so Katie just said there's 10 minutes and then the Zoom will go out and then you can just
we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, we're going to take a 5-minute break and then you can just reconnect again. Okay. So is everybody happy with this? Do you understand it? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Okay, so question in the group.
Yes.
So a question from Rue, and she says, I think I got the wrong striper gel. Mine is very stringy.
Okay, that is the spider gel.
Yes. She says, please send a picture of the gel you're using so I can purchase the same.
Okay, so yeah, that's a spider gel. So I actually also have spider gel. But so what you just do is you just go in and you ask for a striper gel. There are different companies that do it. What I'll do is when I go to maybe Planet Nails or Professional Beauty, I'll also ask them what they call these, because maybe they call these different. But I get mine from Glam, so I actually use these. I really like these, I'm going to be honest with you. And you also get it like in a black, and you also get it in a gold and a silver. So it's yeah, that. And the thing, the consistency is why you can't use a normal soft gel when applying this is you can see I haven't cured this and it's still like intact and it's not running anywhere and it's perfect.
And it's got a good coverage.
Yeah, it's got good coverage and it's got a good consistency. So there's a reason why we have to unfortunately use these products and we can't just use our normal soft gels. And it is to get this effect at the end of the day. All right. So if you guys want to, in the break, if you quickly want to do one, if you're not happy with yours and you maybe want to take it off and redo it, and then send pictures, you are more than welcome to. If you want, maybe send a picture to ask advice, or if you want to put your video on and just show me and have a question regarding yours specifically, that's also 100%. If you don't want to put it on the group and maybe message one of us well, Kaylee's with me, so it's going to be me or Kaylee. Although my phone's here, so maybe Kaylee, and then just ask her like a personal message and just say, listen, I'm not sure. Please do not be shy. We want you to get this perfect. Okay. So once you're happy with this, we can actually now go, if you're talking about situation like on a client's nails, as you see, we have an extra space here. So if you want to, you can add another flower here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cure this. And then I'm going to start with my second flower. And it's also obviously another practice flower, which is good. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Perfect. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you how to take your 2D and make it even more extravagant. And so especially for those clients who are not afraid of nail art, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm just going to cure this one quickly. So this also cures for 30 seconds, the striper gel. Sorry, the lady who has this spider gel, if you maybe have spider gel at this moment, decant some of it on maybe just a little surface, even if it's just a lid of your product, and maybe add a bit of base coat with it, your normal base coat gel that you're using, or if you have correction gel, you can use our correction gel. This is how the artistic correction gel looks. You can add that as well. I'm just thinking it might make it a little bit more runny and not so stringy, and try that maybe. Maybe that will work. Okay, so now we've cured, so we're going to do the same thing again. Okay, so remember, now you have to think of your positioning of where you're going to place it, because we don't have a lot of space. So when you're going to start doing this on clients' nails, you just have to keep that in mind. So I'm going to start in this corner, and I'm going to do my little 2 beans. I call them actually beans. And outside, inside, and then we're going to make them nice and fat. Okay, can everyone see? And if you get it right, please let us know, and tell me if it is easy for you guys. I did struggle. The first time I did this, I did struggle. My lines were too close together, so I didn't get that space effect. But now that I have that, I love it. Okay, once again, I'm going to do it like this. And remember, it's like falling off the nail. And do you guys think your clients would do this? Do you guys think your clients would actually like this? And then like this.
Yes, thank you. They would. Rue says her clients would definitely like this.
Oh, I'm so happy. Then I can't wait to show you guys the next part. Sorry, I get very enthusiastic.
What is really nice also is that adding nail art onto your client's nail can be a way to just up their docket a little bit.
Yes.
So because of the intense work that goes into doing this, even though you make it look easy, it is a skill, and once it's something you've learned, it's a very nice way to just upskill. Even if you're charging an extra 5 or 10 Rand per nail, it's an extra way to just increase your docket value and give your client something a little bit more extra or exciting for their nails. They're not just 10 purple nails.
Yeah, Katie is absolutely right. As you can see, it does take time, and you have just done this course and you have paid for it. So you can charge an extra amount on just your normal set, just to get that time. Usually what I do with my clients who are a bit skeptical about nail art, sorry, now that it's finished, as you can see, I'm going to cure it. I usually just say, listen, I'll do one for you for free, and then I'll just show you how it looks. And it's so funny, because after I've done my client's nails and it looks really good, like the fine detail nail art, wow, that really looks good. Like, you're like, so like, you feel fulfilled in a way, because it's like, wow, I did that. I actually painted that. And so, definitely. And your client's like, wow, I've got something that you painted on my nail. It's amazing.
Could they use?
No, unfortunately not, just because, especially with our colors, they are a bit translucent. They're not as pigmented. And they do run a bit.
Yes.
That's the only problem. Once it heats up on the nail plates, they start to run a bit.
So you can show everyone. So what we were just talking about now is there is a rock hard LED gel.
Yes.
Okay, which looks like this. But Dan was saying it's a little bit too flexible and not enough coverage to use for this.
Yes. So think of this as basically your normal gel your soft gels, but hard, I kind of want to say like an acrylic substance where if you put it, it kind of stays type of thing. But obviously it just cures. So unfortunately, this is the only way you can do it.
So ladies, now that we've got to this step and we've done our 2 beautiful flowers, you wouldn't mind rejoining again in about 5 minutes. You can go and quickly make yourself a cup of coffee, go to the toilet, prep your next nail so that you're ready to start.
Yes.
And we'll see you back in 5 minutes.
In your little ball. And then you're literally going to make just like a little comma, you know, like we did with those little beans in the beginning. So you're just going to, I'm trying to get my hand so you guys can see. So you're going to put it down and then just kind of flick it in there. And put it down and just flick it in there.
Still some connecting, but she's recording.
And you can do the same on the other side as well. And then flick it in there. Trying to think back here. So you can just add like little ones there, here and there. And then even like dots. Like that's a fun thing. When you do freehand nail art, you can just do whatever you want to. So you can add a bit of dots if you want to in there. So just make it all pretty. Okay. So you can still practice that if you like. And then, so we're going to go on to our next nail to practice it again. This time, you're not going to cure in between if you did. This time it needs to stay wet, because I want to show you what you can do to elevate that normal 2D. Okay, so once again, so if you know how to do it, you can carry on. Otherwise, if you want to, I'm going to show you again. So we're going to make our little bean. So if you want to think about positioning now, you can, but it's not, or you can just play around with it. I'm going to make our little bean a bit fatter. Okay. Obviously, working a little bit closer to you, like I would usually, you can get it a little bit more perfect and tight in, but I want you guys to see what I'm doing. So I'm working a little bit farther away. Actually, Katie, I'm just going to do that part again. Just work a little bit closer because I want to tuck them in a bit neater. Otherwise, I'm working too big. I'm going to show you now. I'm just doing that first part again. Just to work a little bit closer to my eyesight.
Does anyone have any questions that they maybe thought about while they were on their break that they want to ask Dan? Just send them on the group.
Okay. And obviously just the last petal. That one I can kind of do here. So you guys can see. So I just kind of tuck them in a little bit tighter to one another. And the reason why we're also using such a small striper brush, yes, it's for finer details, but I don't know if you've noticed, but it tends to move a little bit on its own as well. So you don't have to actually apply pressure, and it just affects the nail art. Okay, so we didn't cure it now, so it's still wet, okay? So now how to elevate it, okay? So I'm going to show you. There's two ways of elevating it. So it's called sugaring. I'm sure all of you know what sugaring is. It's basically applying glitter over a wet application, curing it, and the glitter is going to touch. So I'm going to sugar my flower. So I'm actually going to use a silver glitter. So you can use any loose glitter. Nail glitters preferably, just because the pigment or the particles are a lot smaller and it adheres better. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is, can everybody see? So I'm taking my glitter and I'm putting my nail pop, the front part, into the little cap, because I'm going to pour the glitter over it, and we don't want the glitter to mess or waste. So, I mean, you can even take a little spatula if you want, but I actually just end up doing this. Okay, so everything fell on it, and I just dab it off. It's going to end up looking like a big blob, and then you're going to cure it. Do not touch it, just cure it, and then you can throw all the excess glitter back. Okay, as easy as that. And this looks stunning for brides, for anyone, but especially your brides love this. If you're going to use a white glitter, I'll show you one I did just now with white glitter. It looks beautiful. So your clients are going to love it. Okay, so now it's got the loose glitter. It has attached to it. So you can actually take your lint-free wipe and your surface cleaner, and you're going to wipe over it. And then you have your sugaring effect. This is the silver one. So just to show you, this is what I did with the white one. So I did a bit of nail art X, and then I did my roses on the side, and I did a whitish glitter over it. Okay. So once you are happy with that, and you have a nice rose that's full of glitter, I'll have Kaylee take a picture. I'll do them together. I don't know if the light is too bright. Okay, so now I'm going to do another flower right at the bottom, and I'm actually going to do an ombre effect on it. So you're going to do exactly what you just did. Again, striper gel.
Everybody's saying stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. Oh, amazing.
Oh, great. I'm happy. Wait till we get to the 3D. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. So doing this different techniques also helps you just practice a little bit. So that's good. So we're just doing exactly the same pattern as we just did. I'm just going to show you how to ombre it.
Okay, I'm just going to video over Dan's shoulder, guys, just so she can hold it a little bit closer to herself. So right, B. So right.
What did she say?
No, we're just telling you it's snack time.
Oh. So I'm just...
So we're just doing a little bit of a closer, Dan's just holding it a bit closer. She'll show you guys now.
Can you see it on that? Okay. Just a little closer. So usually when you do a client's hands, just to tell you, when you're doing this nail art, I'm going to show you actually when I do the other one on Kaylee's hands, but you, oh, see, that's what happens. You're actually going to hold her hand and work like this. So just to keep, because otherwise if she's going to keep on moving around, you're not going to be able to get the perfect lines.
There we go.
Okay. Doing this part. The same thing happened to me the other day. I was doing one and it fell out of my hand onto the floor, and it was like a perfect flower.
Oh no.
Yeah. The life of a nail artist. You guys know.
I think also because your work is your baby. So as you work through it, you get better every time you do it, but it also becomes like a little piece of you.
Yeah.
That is going out into the world on someone's nails.
Yeah.
You know, like you did that.
No, that's what I said. It's amazing the feeling that you get when doing your fine nail art like this. And I mean, you can draw a heart for all that matters on somebody's nail, and it just feels like, wow, this is like you did that. And especially if your client loves it. Okay, so now that we've done the next part, okay, we're just going to do the bottom one. Please shout if you guys can't see or aren't following or don't understand. Like I said, I want you guys to be able to really get this right. Even if you don't have the right gels now and you are trying it with a different gel and you're not 100% getting the technique, but you are kind of getting it, that's fine, just so that you can practice the method of it. Okay, so once you are happy with your application, now we're going to do the ombre one, which is fun, okay? So to do that, you are going to use different color powders. So I'm using the Artistic Dip powders, okay? Right. And I'm going to literally sugar it over. Okay, so you can take a brush if you want to, just to kind of sugar it over. Can you guys see, or do you want us to take the camera a bit closer?
Just let us know in the group, guys.
Yeah, before I start.
A little closer.
Okay. So you might have to deattach. There we go. Okay.
Actually going to come around here.
Perfect. Should we put the light off, or is the light fine?
That's fine.
Okay, so you're going to start obviously by just taking some of the powder on the brush and just slightly brushing it over. Like you would like do an ombre. So you're going to start heavy at the top and then obviously go a little bit lighter at the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to take the pink. Do exactly the same from the bottom upwards. And then kind of bring it all back together. Okay, so now it's kind of done the whole sugaring thing. Okay, can everyone see?
Wow.
And now we're going to actually cure it. And obviously you can use more of one or more of the other or different colors. But yeah, just to show you what you can do. So that type of nail art is so much fun. And you have so many different techniques and ways of like adding to it. So it is absolutely amazing. Or of course you can just keep it white or keep it with the other colors of the striper gels if you have. Let's just take a photo. Then usually I just brush it off. And then if you want to, you can apply a top coat over that. If you don't want to, I'm just going to apply top coat just so that you can see the different ways of it, of how it could look. But yeah, as soon as you get your technique right of actually just being able to draw that, it's perfect. Yeah, it's so much fun.
Are you going to top coat this one?
No, that one I'm just gonna leave. So you will see with this gel, it sometimes it might have a shiny appearance or it has a matte appearance. So you can either then do a matte base and do this with a shiny appearance, or do a shiny base with a matte appearance, or whatever you like. This, you actually don't have any rules when it comes to this. Okay, and this is how it looks.
Woo! So pretty.
Okay, so that's how you ombre it. It's so easy, it's so quick, and obviously you're going to choose two colors who complement each other to just get that effect. And yeah, that is pretty much with the 2D. You can now go, now that you kind of know how the technique works and stuff, there are a lot of other 2D flowers that you can go practice. Like I said, it's all about the product and the brush. The brush is the biggest thing. Your tool is the biggest thing. Now that you know you need to use a very small striper brush, and then obviously the consistency of what product you need to use, you can go and play around and perfect any type of striping nail art that you would like to do. Okay.
Gashni says it looks really, really pretty.
Okay, awesome. How much time do you have before the next? Let's see. Otherwise, I'm going to start with our next one. So with the next one, it is the 3D. Okay, so with 3D, you can decide how 3D you want to make it. I always tend to go with the not too bulky 3D, just because when you have clients that want to do that, but are very scared kind of going too extravagant, when doing it a little bit more 2D-ish, but still 3D, they don't really have that worry when it comes to that. Once again, it's all about the brush. So you can get your brush ready. 20 minutes
of this session.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just showing you how it looks, and then kind of the theory behind it. And then whenever we need to take a break, we'll take our break, and then we can come back and we can carry on. Okay. Our artistic one. So with this, I'm obviously going to use my acrylic powder, so you can all get your acrylic powders ready if you're going to follow along, and you've got your monomer, and then obviously your brush. So, and then your little extra on the side. So basically the theory behind this whole thing is, or what makes it easy to do, is the fact that you work very dry. Try to work very dry. So you're going to use, obviously it depends on what acrylic you're using, because some acrylics do dry quite quickly. So if you have a very runny acrylic, you're really going to have to get all the moisture off your brush to be able to really mold and morph this product. Kind of wait for it to go like a mattish color, and then you can start. Because what happens if your product is too wet, the whole indent that you're trying to make just disappears into a blob. Okay, so we want to prevent a blob, and we actually want to create patterns and textures on the flower to make it look more realistic. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one color, which is great. So this is the one I have done just to show you. I did it on a funky background, but just to show you the texture, and especially with just a plain one color, you're kind of going to want to not make it too extravagant. You're going to want to keep your petals quite simple, just because if you go too over the top with it, it's going to look like one big blob at the end of the day, because you're not going to see the different textures. I know a lot of you would like to probably know if you can do it with a poly gel. You can do it with a poly gel, the one color application. The only thing is you then really need to not use a lot of liquid when doing it. And obviously this brush is the one that's actually going to help you the most during this process. Okay, and then after we've done that, I'm going to show you how to do an ombre rose. All right. And with ombre roses, unfortunately, you cannot use the poly gel, just because, well, when I show you, you'll understand. So I've just taken a nail pop and just buffed it to get rid of the shine. And now I'm going to show you with your first petal, okay? So you usually obviously dip our brush. Can everybody see? Is everybody okay with it?
So they don't have to use a primer?
No, it's just a top, so
okay.
It's fine.
On a normal nail?
Yeah, on a normal nail, you have to do your whole normal application. Okay, so you're going to get rid of most of your liquid. You're going to pick up, I would say, like a, maybe let's start bigger. So because I think sometimes when you start bigger, it's a little bit easier. So let's pick up a medium-sized ball. After you've picked up your medium-sized ball, still dab it on your pad next to you to get rid of most of the moisture. And then you're going to place it right there. Okay. So I'm placing my ball right there. I'm not going back for more liquid. Okay. So now I'm actually going to start creating. And of course, it also depends on how hot it is. We've actually put the heater on to just get some heat to help it dry a bit quicker. Okay, so I've kind of made it again into a bean shape. All right, and now you press it and push it kind of at the same time. You can either use the front of your brush, you can use the back of your brush, and you can take a bit more liquid. Don't make it too wet. We still want that little textures of the bristles on it. Every time you see me rub, I get rid of excess liquids. Okay, can everybody see? Is everybody happy? Are you following? There's a fluff. Okay, you can also push it up at the back if you really want to make it a bit more 3D. Okay. All right, so this is kind of the first step. As you can see, it's not that thick. It's just enough to actually you kind of want that translucent part in the front, and then want it to spread out at the back, and you kind of want that little bristle pattern in it as well. Okay, so now we're going to do our next one. Okay, so again, medium ball. Getting rid of most of the moisture. And you're going to apply it there at the bottom. Okay. Spread it out. I'm actually going to create a little petal. And you can pick it up on the back to create a 3D at the back, make it stand out a bit more. But I don't know if you guys can see, can you actually see like my brush is making little indents in the application? And it's texturizing it, which is amazing because it really gives that petal effect to it.
Take a close up there.
Okay. Kaylee's going to send a picture. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, we're going to do our inside. So you're going to take a smaller ball, get rid of the liquid. Sometimes your ball stays behind, especially if it's very dry, which is kind of a good indication of how it should be. Okay, so you're going to put it there. Once again, we're going to spread it out a bit. Okay. And now we're going to start actually like overlapping. So you'll start to see I'm overlapping the other two on the sides. Okay. Lift it up at the back. Lift it up. All right. Okay. Then this is the fun part one because it's actually so easy. So you're going to take, once again, a medium bowl, get rid of the excess liquid, put it in the middle.
So.
And then you're going to, with your dry brush, make a little indent. I'm going to move more to the, okay. Okay. Once again, you can pick it up if you want to. So wherever kind of you've placed last, you kind of want to work it out to that side. Okay. And then last but not least, you're going to take a small bead. Get rid of the excess moisture. Literally just place it in the middle. Like that. Just give it a second. Just kind of dot it.
Oh my God.
Can everybody see?
Do you use a smaller acrylic rounded brush? Progression is asking for the dotting.
No, I still use the 3D nail art brush to get the dotting. And you get like this size as well, which is like, I usually do my leaves with this one, just because it gives a bit of a smaller effect. But yeah, I mean, you can also use this one to get your dotting in your. But yeah, so this is pretty much how it ends up looking when you're. Just want to put it here in the light. I mean, you can add as many petals and flowers, you know, you can bulk it up as much as you'd like. But I mean, I would say that this is a good way to start your application. And especially, as you can see, it's quite subtle. So your client isn't going to be overwhelmed with this very big 3D flower on her nail. And she's going to love it. So now you've got two options. As you can see, the flower is going to go matte. You don't have to put anything over or on it. You can leave it just like that with a base. Otherwise, or you can actually cap it with a see-through acrylic, with a clear acrylic, or with your translucent putty or your clear control gel. You can actually cap it, and it actually looks, oh my goodness, it looks so nice, especially for bridals. You can actually add a little bit of a glitter in between this, do another flower. It's like a feature on its own. And you can do it only one finger, but I would definitely maybe just add another one here, just to get that effect. And yeah, maybe just a little bit of a glitter in between, just to give that nice effect, depending how crazy your client's willing to go with her nail art. You can also get little diamantes and add that on to that point. I can actually add I can actually just add, I'll show you. I'm going to use my correction gel, because the correction gel is amazing, especially if you want to add a little bit of nail art. So I'm actually just going to add a bit of correction gel on the side here. And then I have to use a little bit. So I've got these little diamantes. So you can actually, sorry, I just want to get my little diamante stick. There we go. So you can actually, I've got actually bigger ones as well, just to show you. So you can take one and so we can actually take these little diamantes. That one's a bit too big, I think. There we go. Can everybody see? I'm literally just placing the little diamantes around around the flower. Just like that. You don't need a lot more. Just some extra bit of bling. And I'm going to cure. And that is pretty much that. So, how much time do you have before our next break? 3 minutes. Okay. So, if you have any more questions, once we come back from our break again, we will redo it. I'm going to do it again. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you how to do the ombre one. But if you have any questions, or if you're not sure, or if you need to just ask me anything, please feel free to. If you even quickly want to just phone me, you can, just to ask me. But yeah, then just with the little diamantes, I mean, it actually gives such a pretty effect. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this one? Do you want more? What do you think? And yeah, so when we're finished, what you can do is on our break, you can take a nail pop again, just paint it. I'll show you like the leaf effect that you can do with it. And then I'm going to do the ombre one. And then, yeah, then it's just practice, practice, practice.
And then obviously just some feedback for you guys. Obviously, you know that we have autistic and IBD that we're working with today. And if you haven't worked with any of these amazing products, you guys can just let us know. You can drop an email through to Bianca or to Lynn and just give them a shout if there's any products that you saw us working today with from autistic and IBD that you want to get your hands on. All of the products are available obviously from Twin Care, and we'll come and do some training. Dan is doing some online training at the moment. So if you want to set up online training for any of the girls in your salon, you can do that as well. And yeah, I think we are ready to start again. You guys ready?
Okay, great.
Give us a woohoo on the group.
All right, same effect, okay, obviously.
Yay!
So obviously, okay, we're going to take a little bit of liquid. We're going to take our medium size ball, get rid of excess liquid off the brush. I will start from this corner just because I then know the space I have to work with. So even if I just want to do 2 here, I know the space. When you start at the bottom, it's a bit difficult. So I always start at the top. Okay, so now we're going to do our little
Bring it a bit closer into you, Jen.
Yeah. Once again, we're going to do the push-pull, the press-push. So you're pressing it at the front and pushing it to the back. And this kind of gives the little leaf effect with the brush. And you can make it as big as you want to. You can make it as small as you want to. It's 100% up to you. Okay, and then you can always lift it up where you want it. Okay, now we're going to take medium ball, excess, and then do the bottom. Right here. Once again, we're going to make our little bean shape. Okay. And then as you can see, always just give it a second to dry for us to start working with it.
And then you'll see every time your flower is going to look different. It will never look the same, just because like it's handmade, it's handcrafted, it's not gonna look the same. But you can always kind of get the same effect. Okay, but that's what makes it special, all right? So you can now decide. Either you can put your ball on this side and work it this way, work it that way around. So it's totally up to you. Again, we're fanning it out. We're gonna start with our overlapping. If you have any questions as I go, please do ask. Don't feel afraid to ask. And then technically, if you really, really want to, you can also add one on the side. Once you kind of get the hang of how to create the petals, you can play around with it as much as you'd like. So what is the secret of a 4 or 3D flower? It is not using too much liquid, using quite dry products. And also, of course, the most important is using the right brush. You can literally walk into any place and ask them for a 3D art brush, and they're going to give you this one. If you want to specify, you can ask for an acrylic one. But yeah, this is what you're going to get. Okay, so I've added another petal there. So now I'm going to add that middle one I showed you earlier. And I'm going to actually apply it. I think I might just take a bit more. So I'm going to focus it downwards. Because that is something. Okay. So with your dry brush, we're going to and this is all about precision and taking your
And that's why too. That's why
time. So you have, because as you can see, it takes time. Use extra products. So you can't just not charge for this. You have to add it onto your price that you charge for nails if your clients want it. And then last but not least is our little center with your smallest ball. You can even take your smaller brush if you want to and just create a nice little circle there. Okay. Let's just do a photo. So if you want to, are there any questions?
No questions yet. Everyone seems to be diligently working hard.
Okay, good. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to actually do the most easiest one now. It's like your 3-step one. So I'm going to add one more here, and then I'm just going to do so with your 3-step one, which is the quickest one, I'm going to do the same here. And then so as you can see, I've actually kind of started to connect them there on the one side. Okay, and now you're going to take a medium bead.
Sorry guys, Wi-Fi dropped out there for a second. I believe we were frozen, but now we are back.
So now exactly with that dry brush application, you're actually going to do that. So this is kind of the 3-step type flower. If you want it to be really easy, this one is the easiest one to do. But I just personally like the one with a little bit more petals so that you can actually see it is a pretty flower. Just lift it up just to get that borderline. And then just do the middle part. Just gonna wait for that to dry a bit. Okay. So this is another one that you can do. That you do the top leaf, the bottom leaf, the middle part, and then just the last middle. So that would be your different applications. Okay. So now that you kind of going okay. So I've used a light pink base. I've used Flowerful again from IBD. and I'm going to use a pink and a white. So the thing is, I'm actually going to, I'll show you the flower, the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to use my normal 3D brush again. With this, the lighter color will always come first, and the darker color, if it's in pigment or if it's in color, will always come second. So and we want to only use a little bit of the dark. So I'm going to do one white and pink, and then I'm going to do one pink and coral. Technique, as we've just done. So you're going to dip it into the white, and you're going to just add a little bit of pink with it. Okay. You're going to get rid of the excess liquid. And then
Guys, how's everyone's view with the camera? Is the video jumping? Can you see what we're doing? Is it clear? Let us know, please.
so again, we've made that little bean. So I'm using the Artistics dip to get the color, but you'll see it does, it's a bit more runny than just your normal acrylic. So I do have to with me.
Yeah, sometimes it just feels.
Okay. So that's the first petal. White again.
Okay, Dan, just stop for a second.
Okay. Am I frozen?
Yeah, just pause for a second. Just ask her to wait a bit.
Okay. So now we're going to do the second one. Again, white. Again, a little bit of pink, as you can see. Okay. Get rid of excess liquid. With dry brush, you're going to create that again. A little bean. Okay. Gonna squish it out. Okay, so you can see the nice colors coming through. It just gives it a different dimension, you know. It looks so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to apply a petal on this side because there's a gap. So once again, we're doing the gap thing where you keep on closing the gap. Again, little bit of pink, white, excess liquid, putting it there. Okay. I mean, you also can use more subtle colors if you'd like to. Bring it back out here. And then obviously just lift. It needs to be lifted. Okay, so far it looks like this. Just always picking up the little petals at the back so that it creates this nice little 3D effect. I'm just quickly going to reconnect. We're having some technical difficulties, so I'm just quickly going to reconnect. I'll be with you just now. Okay.
Hi. Best angle of Katie right now.
All right, so this is how it looks so far. I love the ombre flowers. I actually don't ever do just a plain one. I always do ombre because how pretty are those colors like flowing into one another, and it looks so real, you know. So now we're gonna go white again, and then a bit of pink. Let it dry, and I'm gonna do the middle one. I'm just going to push it out.
Much better.
Good. I'm so happy. Now that we've reconnected, it's doing better. Okay. All right. And then obviously, last but not least, a little center, which you can also technically put a little diamond in if you want to. I just do the normal dot in the middle. And then to do a little bit of leaves, just to show you, you're going to take your smaller brush. You can take whichever brush you have. I just use the smaller one. I'm going to take a bit of white. And I'm actually just going to put it there. And then you're just going to literally create a little leaf. Also, once again, do not work with too runny products because it's going to make your life a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I'm just going to go a little bit closer for you.
Okay. So you literally just make it into a little petal shape, like a midline there. And then I'll do here. Here. So there's no real art to creating little leaves. It's however you like it, whatever type of leaf you like. It's more just having the consistency of your product right and your brush. And then just remembering to create a bit of texture in your little leaf. So it's not just a blob, okay? But that's pretty much just how to add a bit of a leaf with. Okay, so now I'm going to just at the bottom, I'm just going to do 2-color combo, which I'm going to use this one again. And then the pink. Okay.
10 minutes.
And then I'm gonna do the same at the bottom. So it is the same technique constantly. It's just different colors. And once you get the hang of it, you're going to love this. It's so easy. It's such a quick application to do. Your clients are going to think you are absolutely amazing because they cannot imagine how you can do this. Okay. this one. Right there. And remember, you can make it as 3D as you'd like it. So you can lift your flower as much as you like it. You can apply it a lot bigger if you want it, thicker. It's up to you. Like I said, I just like working a little bit more subtle so that my client actually wants to wear it and that she doesn't find it too overpowering.
Obviously, guys, in the upcoming future, when you are doing your beautiful 3D designs on your clients' nails, please remember to tag us in any of your posts that you do on Instagram or Facebook so that we can reshare your work onto our stories, just so we can do a little bit of a client spotlight. We love showcasing what our clients are doing, and we're always so proud of the work that you guys achieve. So for those of you who have been doing it, thank you. For those of you who haven't, go and find our tags, Artistic Nail SA and IBD Nail SA on Instagram, and tag us in your work so that we can share it onto our stories.
Okay. And then last but not least, the little dot in the middle, of course. And let me just tell you how therapeutic this is for you as a therapist. It's so nice, and it just keeps you. I would sit here the whole day and do these different designs. I literally love it. And that is the one. So this is nice to do, especially on a color, if you're even doing a white background. This looks stunning. I've done something like this with a pink and a little bit of a leaf and diamantes.
Keep back in there.
Okay. Just to show you what you can do. I've also done like a marbly nail, so you can even add this with your nails to do like a full set of them together, or you can also do it over the marbling, which is awesome. And the fun thing is you just wait for it to dry and then it's like all finished. So what do you guys think? Do you think you like this 3D? Do you think you'll be able to do it? Do you think your clients will like it? And then just when you thought it couldn't get even better, this is your 2D and 3D flowers. So obviously with your 2D and 3D, it's going to be the most common you will use in your salons. It's the one that your clients will ask for the most. But you also get 4D. All right, so this is how the 4D looks. As you can see, it is huge and it stands out a bit, but it is stunning and it is fun. And for those daring clients who dare to do this, they're gonna love it. So we'll have to see future-wise how many weeks we have left. So but please let us know if you are interested in learning how to do a 4D flower. It is literally one of the easiest stuff I have ever created, and I'm excited to share it with you. So if you would like to learn how to do that, then please comment on the group so that we can just add another date before my due date, before I pop. So I would love to share that with you. And then hopefully next year when I can come visit you, I'll be able to see all of this amazing art in your salons or on your clients. And then just before we have our last little questions and everything, everyone, I don't know if you might have noticed, but Kaylee hasn't said you need to contact her. So Kaylee is going on her own new adventure. Well, she's staying with Twin Care, thank goodness. but she is going over to our hair brands. So we just wanted to say this is her last day actually. So we just wanted to say thank you for all her hard work and her passion that she has put into this brand and creating it and making it so special. Are you going to cry?
Maybe just a little bit.
And so Lynn will be taking over from Kaylee. So we also want to welcome Lynn to the family. We're very excited, and we're very excited for Kaylee. And of course, she's always welcome. She's always welcome to be part of our nail tutorials and webinars. But yeah, we're very excited for Lynn. We see an amazing future for both of them, whatever they accomplish. And yeah, so if you have any questions or want anything else, let us know. And then afterwards, ladies, please don't, you can message me whenever if you have any questions. If you're like, listen, I want a private little, just let's go through it, one-on-one, we can arrange that as well. And you're more than welcome to phone, or if you have any questions, please send the photos that you do have and tell me, what am I doing wrong? How does this look? Whatever. I'm here to help. I'm here for you. I'm more than willing to help with anything. Even if you have a question that's not necessarily based on what we did today, I'll be more than welcome to help you. And
so we've got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
So just from my side, I just want to say, guys, it's been amazing working with all of you. And I really hope that your nail journeys continue. I hope that you fall more and more in love with doing nails every single day, continue learning, and yeah, I'm excited. I will be in the next nail webinar regardless. Love you all guys so much. Bye.
Thank you for joining.
We'll send the link so you can go watch in your own time, and don't forget to send us your work when you have done it.
Yes.
Okay, thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.